Bismillah, we're ready when you're ready, Shaykh.
بسم الله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أولى خاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله وقدره ومقداره العظيم ورضي الله تعالى عن أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا الشيخ احضري لنا بهذا المحضر كعطيه بنظرة تأتينا بظهر بعد عن مد حضراته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Praise be to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, who manifests in this hard day with the peace that He gives to His special peoples. Always when the hardship, you will find the mercy inside. I will try to summarize one of the letters, that is Jawahir, letter 52. Shaykh Ibrahim wrote to one of his first murid, Umar bin Malik. He's the one he answered also about the Maqamat al-Din Salas. Also, this letter was going to him to answer some of his questions. The first question he asked, differences between Ibadah and Ubudiyah and Ubudah. That for you to know is like Sifa and the name and essence. Each one connects to one of these characters. For Ibadah, Ibadah is mean worship. That he said when they say Ibadah is Amal Abdilillah, the action of the servant for Allah. When they say Ubudiyah, Amalul Abdi Billah, Ubudiyah is the action, worship by Allah, with Allah. Like when you say Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu, those people, is the Maqam Sharia, because they feel that they can worship. But Iyyaka nasta'in, of course they worshiping, but they know by the help, by the grace of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, they doing it. So here he mentioned another level. Iyyaka Fatiha, he mentioned Iyyaka na'budu, Iyyaka nasta'in. So there's another level, al-ubudatu, amalul abdi fillah. Ubuda is the action of the servant in Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Or you said al-ibadah, amalul abdi bi sharia. Or you can say ibadah is the action, the worship by sharia, worshipping Allah based on the sharia. Well, ubudiyah is to take the way of the tariqah, to make suluk to the tariqah. Well, ubudah is to witness the haqiqah. Or you say al-ibadah, amalul mahjub, like the worship of mahjub. Mahjub is somebody who doesn't get to fana, who doesn't get to witness the oneness of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, then get to the real tawheed. That is mahjub. Wal ubudiyah, amalul murid. Ubudiyah is the action of murid. Wal ubudatu, amalul arif. Ubudah is the action, the worship of the arif billahi Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Or you said al-ibadah, amalu ashab al-yamin. Wal-ubudiyatu, amalul muqarrabin. Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, ashab al-shimal, those they are the non-believer. And he mentioned ashab al-yamin, the people of right, and it means the believers. But he mentioned in the same surah أولئك المقربون. So Ubudiyah is the action of muqarrabun, the people who come to close to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. So Ubudiyah amalul muqarrabin, Ibadah amalul ashab al-yamin, Ubudiyah amalul muqarrabin, those who close to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, but Ubudah maqam of sabiqin, those people who reach, they beat when they compete, they beat everybody and reach to the end. أو تقول عبادة عمل الظالم لنفسه. You can say عبادة is عمل الظالم لنفسه. فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات. Also Allah mentioned those level of the believers. Those Allah revealed Quran to them. والعبودية عمل المقتصد. The muqtasid is the one in the middle. والعبودة عمل السابق بالخيرات, who reach to the end with the good deed. You can't say al-ibadah amalul alimi. So you said ibadah is the action of the alim, alim of sharia. Amalul alimi wal amil wal ubudiyatu amalul wali salih, because not every alim wali. Ubudiyah amalul wali salih wal ubudatu amalul arif al-kabir, because Alif al-Kabir is the Wali al-Kabir. So he said, Al-Ibadatu maqam iyyaka na'budu, as he said in the beginning, is the Ibadah, because they said to Allah, only you we worship, but they feel that they're worshiping. Wal-Ubudiyatu maqam wa iyyaka nasta'in. Of course, they're worshiping, but they don't feel that they're doing it. They're doing it by the grace of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. That's why they said, وَإِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. We seek help from you only. They seek help for what? To worship Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. So they're worshiping, but they know with the grace of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, they're able to do what they're doing. Because if you see all your ibadah, in reality, you will realize that it's not you doing, but you doing it by Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, because you need power to do what you do. You need even water to make wudu before you make salat. You need Quran. You don't have Quran. It belongs to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. You need this power to stand up, to pray. It's also, this is belong to Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. You're facing the Qibla. You stand up on the earth. All this, if you look to your actions, you realize that all the actions is from Allah to Allah. So if you get to know that, that is you'll get to level of Iyaka nasta'in. But Ubudatu maqam al-mahwi fi shuhud al-ayan. Like you've been erased, you erase yourself to facing Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. He said that why Allah, he didn't mention it clearly, but you will see the sign in Fatiha, but he didn't mention it clearly. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. You see, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. So you said, Al-Ibadah, Amalul Jawarih, is the action of the body. That is Ibadah. Ubudiyah, Amal al-Qalb, is the worship of your heart. But Ubudah, the worship of your ruh. Ubudah. So the one who making Ibadah, the first levels, he will get reward, and his reward will be a paradise. It's very good, very great. So that is muta'abbid. It's like he trying to do, but he feel that he's trying. But abid, who know that he doing it by the grace of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, that is he have khususiyah he has gift from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. So what is the gift he gonna get? To be close to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Because to have Jannah is very good, but to come to be close to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is greater than to enter to paradise. But Al-Abd Mardiyun Mawhub, the real servants, Allah will be pleased with him and give him, honorated him with some gift. And he said the gift will be Tasreef. Allah will give him power to make tasarruf, like sometime even seeing something in his heart and dislike it, can make Allah change it before even to say anything. So he will get to Maqam al-Tasrif and get to Maqam al-Khilafah. So that's why the name of Abd is connected to the level of Khilafah. So when they say Tasrif, many people who like to use the Asrar, they just mean to, use some sirru to do some, make something happen or make something not to happen. But in the beginning, one of the Muqaddam of Shaykh Ibrahim, he asked Shaykh, what is the tasrif, tasarruf that the people of Sufi mention? And Shaykh Ibrahim said, tasarruf bulughul ghaya fi tasfiyatin nafsi. He said a real tasarruf is not to change the things, but you get the highest level of cleaning your nafs, desire, your heart, to the point that the owner of that maqam, if you ask him, what do you need? He will answer, I don't need nothing. Hal no maqalan. If he talk, that is what he said, that is what he feel. It's not just he saying it. Because he said, the servant, why he loves something, is servant of that things that he loves. So your journey to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, you say, why you love something that is not Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala? It's like you worshiping something else that's not Allah. So if you're still in that position, in that levels, you don't deserve for Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to give you power to change the things. Anybody can see that from himself, because sometimes you will asking Allah for everything, but sometimes you will enjoy being with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, being the presence of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, until you forget if you need something or you don't need something. So that's why he said that is to make distinction between al-abd and muta'abbid. That's why Imam Busayri said there's difference between abd and muta'abbid, because muta'abbid is the one on the maqam of iyyaka na'budu, but muta'abbid is the one who gets to the levels that he passed to, he gets to the level of being close to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, and Allah honored him to give him tasreef and give him the khilafah. So Ibadah is the duty that the uluhiyah asks you to give. Uluhiyah and wahdaniyah is the same. But Ubudiyah is connected with al-wahdah, the oneness. But Ubudah is connected with al-ahadiyah. He said from that, that's the meaning of the hadith when Allah said, ما وسعني أرضي ولا سمائي ولكن ووسعني قلب عبد المؤمن. He said, my earth cannot fit me, my sky cannot fit me, but the heart of my servant, my believer servant, can fit me. He said that's why if the servant get to have truthfulness with the maqam of Ubudah, the tajalli, the ahadiyah will make tajalli on him. So, of course, if Allah makes tajalli on him by ahadiyah, He'll give him that power of that maqam. Then he will come to be Khalifa. Then will come to be Abdullah, come to be Abdul-Zat, and that is Hamdul-Zat also. Again, in the same time, that is when Allah mentioned Maqam al-Khilafa. He says, Zaluman Jahulan. The Shaykh said, I don't want to go further than this. And he asked about Ilmul Yaqeen and Ainul Yaqeen and Haqqul Yaqeen. He said, Ilmul Yaqeen is the Iman al-Mahjub, the belief that the servant that who doesn't reach to Fana, his Iman, that is Ilmul Yaqeen. It's like something you just know, maybe hear about it. All what he knows about Allah essence, Allah characters, Allah actions. Ainul Yaqeen, Iman al-Abdil Mamzuj bi Mushahada, the belief of the servant that he makes it with witness, like somebody who heard about Mecca is different from somebody who see it. Somebody who heard about sugar, how it tastes, is different from somebody who never tastes it, who never see it. So Ain al-Yaqeen is, you get to witness something by seeing it. So the person who get to Ain al-Yaqeen, you will witness that Allah is one and nothing with him, but he's still feeling his being. He's still feeling that he has fana. You can have fana, but still knowing that you are in fana. But haqqul yaqeen, you will have fana and even don't know that you have it. You don't feel nothing. You just feel nothing except Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. That is haqqul yaqeen. You get to the point that you don't feel nothing. You don't feel that you are in fana or you are in baqa. There is 3 levels of fana. Fana fil af'al, that if you know that there is nothing, nobody, no action except from Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, that you get to fana fil af'al. Many believers, they get to that level. That is also connected to ilm al-yaqeen. Fana fi sifat, to finish in the characters and go beyond that, to finish have fana in the essence, but with feeling that is fana, that's maqam ayn al-yaqeen. But when the servant finish in Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and have real fana to the left point that he then feel that even he's here, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, that is in that level of fana, he has to maqam haqq al-yaqeen. Or you can say ilm yaqeen, iman al-ami. They believe that all ordinary people have, they believe something they didn't see, they didn't witness. Ayn al-yaqeen, the belief of somebody who see, they will see the real truth before having complete fana. Allah said about people who go to hellfire, لَتَرَوْنَ الْجَحِيمَ, you will see the hellfire. ثُمَّ لَتَرَوْنَهَا عَيْنَ الْيَقِينِ, that when they enter to it. Then Allah also, he mentioned in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, فَنُزُلٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ وَتَصْلِيَةِ الْجَحِيمِ إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ حَقُّ الْيَقِينِ, also is another maqam. So to see it, just seeing it, that is Ayn al-Yaqeen. But when they go inside and feel it, that is Haqqul Yaqeen. Like somebody who heard about sugar, somebody who see it, different from somebody who tastes it. So the ulum of the tasawwuf, most of it is zawq, is test. You have to test it. It's not enough to just take it from book. So ilm al-yaqeen, martabat al-amma, is the level of the ordinary people. Ayn al-yaqeen is martabat al-khasa, special people. Haqq al-yaqeen, martabat al-khasa, khasa, that is the highest level. Or you can say ilm al-yaqeen, maqam al-islam. Ayn al-yaqeen, anything in this world except Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, you have ilm al-yaqeen. If you finish to all, in all the sifat, you know, la hayya, la murida, nobody on any one of these characters except Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, you reach to Ayn al-Yaqeen. But if you reach to maqam of no, just you get to Haqqul Yaqeen. You mentioned one of the poem of Ali Zain al-Abidina, and he was talking about the Tawheed al-Arifina. He said, if you go beyond this, they can even kill him because they think what he's saying is not like what happened to Abu Yazid al-Bastami when he had fana and said, Ma fi jubbati illallah. He said, nothing in my clothes except Allah. His murid, they asked him, they said, Shaykh, you said something. He said, why don't you kill me when I said that? Because he said, if they kill him in that station, they will make jihad on him, but him, he will go to paradise because he's saying truth. But what we need, we talk to the people about what they can understand is better. So this is the answer of Shaykh about this level of the maqam, ilm al-yaqeen, ayn al-yaqeen, haqq al-yaqeen. So ilm al-yaqeen is something you hear about. Ayn al-yaqeen is something you see, but haqq al-yaqeen is something you test. Somebody who worshiping Allah, seeing that he's worshiping, and somebody who he cannot say that I'm worshiping. He just ask Allah to help him to worship, because he know without Allah he can do nothing. That is maqam iyyaka nasta'in. That is ayn al-yaqeen. But the people beyond all that, who knows only Allah doing, and they can do nothing except Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. I will read the end of these letters that Ibrahim sent to his murid, Ma'abdu Nyang and Omar bin Malik, and tell them,
turn left onto
you have to
Parkside
travel
Drive.
to make sure anybody who claim that is my murid, he follow the Sharia. And
In 700 feet, turn right onto Golf Crest Drive.
Of the Hadarat, Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, the Shaykh said, to bring the secret of Al-Arifin between the Mahjubin, he said, is bigger than something haram. May Allah bless all of us to follow the right way, the way of Shaykh Ibrahim, that is following the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he said, إذا سار خير الناس سرت وراءه وإن حل يوما بالمسير بعيد. The best of mankind, whenever he acts, he walk, I will walk behind him. If he stop, I will stop. That's Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything we do, we have to follow the footsteps of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's what the way of Maulana Shaykh Ibrahim radhiyallahu.
In 250 feet, arrive at the destination on your left.
Thank you very much for benefiting us and taking time out of your busy schedule to benefit us. We may have just one or two questions if you have time, Shaykh, yes?
Bismillah.
Okay, Bismillah. Firstly, and as to renew our tariqah, inshallah.
Bismillah. I don't know for all of you.
Allahumma ameen. Thank you, Shaykh. What advice for a person who is who hears someone saying that because they can only worship Allah by Allah, that they don't make any effort in worshiping Allah? For a person that becomes imbalanced, they don't have the balance. What advice do we give to this type of person?
You know, Shaykh Ibrahim radhiyallahu anhu, he said, there is maqam al-baqa and fana. If the servant, whenever he feel that he know that he's here and know what is belong to him, that what is obligation for everybody is obligation for him. And if he keep all his affairs, he know his business, he keep his business, he didn't wait for Allah to make business for him. He go to make business to get money. But when the time of worshiping Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, he will say, no, I can't do nothing, I just be waiting for Allah tabarak wa ta'ala to guide me. That is from shaitan. You know, if you are in baqa, that you know what's going on, what is obligation for everybody is obligation for you. He said, if the murid in another level and think that is batin, he's not batin, but it's batin. It's wrong. It's wrong. And some people who said that we've been worshiping Allah because we want to reach to Allah, so now we reach to Allah, so we don't need to worship. He said to Allah, they reach to hellfire.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
And Shaykh Ibrahim, when he mentioned that, he said, if I live 1,000 years, I will never reduce anything from in the beginning, when he called the biggest murid of him in that time, Sheikh Omar Touré, Serigne Ousmane Ndiaye, Serigne Ibra Fall, Seydi Ali Cisse. When he gave them the big ijazahs, Seydi Ali wrote something about what the speech that Sheikh gave. He advised them. He said, whatever you can add for your ibadah, try to add it. Because himself, he said, he realized that if he add the double of his ibadah, it will finish in the same time because Allah will put barakah on the time. And that everybody can see it in yourself. Because look, when you take the tariqah in the beginning, you make Salat al-Fatih, it will take you maybe half an hour. You will get to the point that you make it and ask yourself if you make it or not. Of course you make it, but Allah make barakah for you. So the murid of Shaykh is not those people who said, oh, I read to Allah, I don't need to do nothing. That is incomplete. He said, Ya ayyuhal majzubu in lam tasluki fa anta abtaru fa wayka fasluki. Wa ayyuhas saliku in lam tujzabi fa anta mahjubun fa sa'ir mansibi. Wa innamal kamilu man qad jama'a bayna al maqamayn wa hadha man sa'a. He said, the majzub who said that, oh, I reach to Allah, so I don't need to do nothing. I don't know Sharia, I don't fasting, I don't pray, I don't this. He said, he have to know that they cut him from the hadra of Allah. And the mahjub who didn't reach to Allah, who never reach to Allah, but he wants just still like that. He said, anyway, Allah cover his eyes from seeing the reality. And he said, the complete person who is the somebody who have Sharia and have haqiqah. The biggest arif is Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just read the prayer of Prophet. The way he knows Allah, nobody knows Allah like him. But the more you know Allah, the more you love him. He loves Allah. What you're going to use to manifest your love is to follow the way. It's not your way, the way that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam put for you. If you really love Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, you will love his Prophet. You love Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you love all what he was doing. You love to make wudu. How the peace you have when you make wudu. Think about this. Think about what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. If you use what you know, Allah teach you what you never know. You will realize that is true. So the ibadah, you will see it. It's not just something that they said. When Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you help somebody who harm people, it will harm you one day. All this to show you that what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam bring to you is your way to reach to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. You praying because you love Allah. You love Allah. You wanna travel, like somebody wanna travel to America, I will take a plane because only this is the way for him to go. Yes. Say that I can use my foot, go to America. You can walk, but you never reach. So if you take your own way and say this is my way to worship Allah because you take it from your mind, you may do more actions, but without result. So if you love Allah, you will follow Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you, Shaykh. One more question. A question says, when a first person finds himself reaching this place, these maqams, how do they maintain them? How do they keep the maqam?
Keep it the way you reach to it. That's the way for you to keep it. Like see yourself. When your stomach empty, you eat food. Why you eat food? Not just to test it, but you wanna have. That's why you eat food. So whenever you hungry, you can't get to some time that even it's not easy for you to walk. For you to maintain that part, you eat again. So you walk to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, you do ibadah to get to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. To maintain that, you keep your ibadah. That's what Sheikh Ibrahim said. Later we mentioned it. That he said the fathu you have is like breeze come from the hadra of Allah and push you to the hadra. If you keep fighting the nafs, cleaning yourself from the bad, from bad, the evil things,